Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, you might want to sit down for this one because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some potentially game-changing news that could shake up the NFC North in a way we haven't seen in years. It's still early days, but the whispers of a blockbuster trade involving Patrick Surtain, the Denver Broncos lockdown cornerback, are starting to pick up steam. And if this deal goes down, it could mean a whole new chapter for the Green Bay Packers, one where they bolster their secondary significantly and set their sights on another deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. Let's set the scene here. Patrick Surtain, a former Alabama standout, has been catching eyes across the league with his elite skills in coverage. He's only 26, and by 2025, he's projected to be one of the top shutdown corners in the NFL. Last season, he showcased his talent with 26 solo tackles, 4 pass deflections in just 11 games, missed a few due to injury, but when he's healthy, he's as good as it gets. His PFF grade of 92 reflects that, and he's allowing receptions on only 45% of targets thrown his way, which is incredible in today's pass-happy NFL. His expected points added per target is 25, meaning he's actively reducing the offense's success when thrown at, and his separation of 4 yards shows he's rarely beaten cleanly. His career stats are equally impressive with 76 games played, 198 tackles, 12 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. Not to mention, he's already demonstrated resilience coming back strong after a shoulder injury in Week 7 last year, and he's had standout moments like his 2 pass deflections in Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs, showcasing his ability to perform in high-pressure situations. Now, why are the Broncos considering trading Surtain? Well, Denver is in a bit of a transitional phase. They're still trying to figure out their quarterback situation, with various rumors swirling about whether Russell Wilson can return to form or if they'll pursue a new signal caller either via draft or trade. The team is also facing cap constraints, with approximately $2.7 million in available space heading into the 2024 season. Surtain's cap hit of about $22 million for 2025 makes him a hot commodity, but also a potential cap casualty if they want to rebuild or retool their roster. There are whispers that Denver is open to moving him in exchange for draft picks and a young cornerback to focus more on their offense, which is where the real investment is heading for them. They're looking to prioritize their offensive weapons, perhaps in hopes of finally giving their quarterback some consistent support and shoring up the secondary with younger, more affordable talent. For the Packers, the potential acquisition of Surtain could be a game-changer. Currently, Green Bay's secondary is rated around 75.4 by PFF, and they're allowing roughly 210 yards per game through the air. Adding Surtain, paired with Jaire Alexander, could elevate the unit to a whole new level. Imagine a duo where Surtain's elite coverage skills lock down the top receivers, especially the WR ones, and allow Alexander to play more freely, creating mismatches and forcing quarterbacks to think twice before throwing into that secondary. It would be a massive boost for a Packers defense that has been solid but not quite elite, especially against the pass. The impact could be immediate, reducing big plays by 25% and cutting down on the yards allowed per passing attempt, something that could make our secondary one of the top in the league. Let's dig deeper into the current state of the Packers' defense. Over the past few seasons, Green Bay has prioritized building a defense that can complement Jordan Love's developing offense. While the offense has shown flashes of potential, especially with the emergence of receivers like Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs, the secondary has been a mixed bag. Green Bay's pass defense ranked 15th last season in yards allowed, but the secondary often struggled against high-caliber offenses with explosive passing games. The addition of a player like Surtain, who is known for his elite man-to-man coverage and ability to shut down top receivers, could be the missing piece that turns the Packers into a top 10 secondary. His ability to shadow WR1s and make life difficult for opposing quarterbacks would allow the Packers to be more aggressive with their pass rush, knowing that their defensive backfield can hold its own. And let's not forget the bigger picture. With the NFL playoffs approaching, having a player like Surtain could be the X factor that helps the Packers shut down the league's best offenses. His ability to neutralize top-tier receivers like Kupp or Adams and to make game-changing plays in critical moments could be the difference between a deep postseason run and an early exit. His experience and talent echo what we saw with Stephon Gilmore in 2019, when he elevated the Patriots' secondary and contributed significantly to their championship run. Surtain in Green Bay could become that kind of difference maker, an anchor in the back end, a true lockdown corner that opposing offenses must scheme around. Looking at the NFC North, this move could have ripple effects beyond just the Packers. The Vikings and Bears are also trying to build stronger defenses, but if Green Bay manages to land Surtain, it could put the division on notice. The Packers would be cementing their status as a defensive powerhouse, especially if they're able to keep their secondary intact and add Surtain into the mix. This could push the Packers into the upper echelon of NFL defenses, making them legitimate contenders for the Super Bowl. The odds for Green Bay to make a deep playoff run could improve significantly, especially if Surtain continues to develop and plays at the same elite level we've seen. In terms of the broader NFL landscape, adding a player like Surtain isn't just about immediate impact. It's also about signaling to the rest of the league that Green Bay is serious about contention. The Packers have been quietly building a talented roster around Jordan Love, and now, with an infusion of elite talent on defense, they could be poised to leap forward. The rumor is that this trade could boost our odds for Super Bowl LX from around plus 800 to plus 500, as the perception shifts towards us being a real threat. Surtain's presence in the secondary would also help us match up against high-powered offenses in the playoffs, like the Rams with Kupp or the Eagles with their explosive passing game. Of course, nothing is certain yet, and Denver's asking price and the Packers' willingness to trade draft capital will play a big role in how this unfolds. But if the trade happens, it won't just be a win for Green Bay. It could be the move that elevates the entire NFC North's perception of the Packers' Super Bowl chances. It's about making a bold statement, about showing that Green Bay is still a team willing to go all in for championships, even in these new NFL times where defense still wins championships. And remember, guys, this isn't just speculation. It's about recognizing the strategic importance of strengthening our secondary with a player who could be a cornerstone for years to come. Surtain's potential fit in Green Bay is undeniable. He'd be the backbone of a defense that's already trending upward, and his addition could be the final piece that makes the Packers a true Super Bowl contender once again. It's exciting to think about, especially with the season winding down and the playoffs on the horizon. We all know how critical a lockdown corner can be in those high-stakes moments, and Surtain's track record suggests he's exactly that kind of player. Now, as we look toward the future, it's worth mentioning that the Packers have a history of smart trades and drafting savvy defensive backs. This move could echo that tradition, turning our secondary into one of the league's most feared. Imagine a defense where Surtain and Alexander lock down the top receivers, forcing opponents into uncomfortable situations and allowing our pass rush to tee off on the quarterback. That kind of synergy could be what pushes us over the top. And if the trade materializes, it could serve as a rallying point for the team and fans alike, reinvigorating our pursuit of another Super Bowl title. Let's also take a deeper look at Surtain's background and what makes him such a special player. Coming from a football family, his father, Patrick Surtain SR, was a dominant cornerback for the Miami Dolphins and later the Kansas City Chiefs. That pedigree has undoubtedly influenced Surtain II's approach to the game. His football IQ, technique, and understanding of route concepts are second to none for his age. His footwork is impeccable, allowing him to mirror receivers and stay in their hip pocket. His ball skills are also top-notch, evidenced by his 12 career interceptions, including a game-changing pick-six against the Raiders last season, which showcased his ability to make game-altering plays. In terms of physical attributes, Surtain is 6'2" and 202 pounds, a perfect size to match up against the league's biggest receivers. His length allows him to contest catches at their highest point and his speed, running a 4.42 40-yard dash at the combine, makes him a legitimate deep ball threat to break up passes or pick them off. His agility and change of direction also make him an effective tackler in the run game, which is often overlooked but equally important for a cornerback. In the context of NFL trends, the league is increasingly emphasizing the importance of versatile shutdown corners who can match up with the league's increasingly athletic and skilled wide receivers. Surtain fits that mold perfectly, and his youth means he can be a cornerstone for the Packers' defense for years to come. The Packers' secondary has been a work in progress, with Jaire Alexander often battling injuries but still showing flashes of brilliance. Adding Surtain would give the Packers a duo that could be feared across the league, similar to the elite CB tandems of the past, like Sherman and Browner or Revis and Cromartie. Looking ahead, the expectations for Surtain in Green Bay are high but realistic. With proper coaching and development, he could ascend into the league's top-tier corners within a year or two. The Packers' defensive coordinator, Joe Barry, has shown an ability to develop young players, and with the right scheme, Surtain's skills could be fully unlocked. His presence would allow the Packers to be more aggressive with blitz packages, knowing that their secondary can hold up against even the most talented receivers. From a strategic standpoint, this move could also influence the Packers' draft plans. With a lockdown corner established, Green Bay might prioritize adding more pass rush help in the draft or free agency, knowing their secondary is now a strength. This could lead to a more balanced defense that can pressure quarterbacks and cover with the best of them. It would be a shift from the more conservative approach of previous seasons to a more aggressive attacking style, something that could give the Packers a competitive edge in the postseason. Furthermore, the cultural impact of acquiring a player like Surtain cannot be overstated. His work ethic, professionalism, and leadership qualities would resonate within the locker room. Young players like Rasul Douglas and Eric Stokes could learn from him, fostering a culture of excellence and accountability. His presence might also inspire the entire defense to elevate their game, knowing they have a true star anchoring the back end. In conclusion, the potential trade for Patrick Surtain is not just a move to improve the secondary. It's a statement of intent from the Green Bay Packers. It signifies a team committed to contending now and for years to come. It could be the piece that puts Green Bay over the top, transforming them into one of the league's most feared defenses and increasing their Super Bowl odds significantly. Fans should be excited, but also patient, as negotiations unfold and the details become clearer. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is certain. If this trade happens, it will be remembered as a turning point for the Packers' championship aspirations. So Green Bay faithful, stay tuned. The offseason is heating up, and the possibility of adding Surtain to our roster is a tantalizing prospect. Keep your eyes on the news, stay engaged, and let's hope that this story ends with the Packers making a bold move that propels us back to the pinnacle of NFL success. Because when it comes to Super Bowls, Green Bay's history of greatness is well documented, and with the right moves, we're primed to add another chapter to that storied legacy. The future is bright, and it looks like the Packers are aiming to shine even brighter this season.